Hey, I just had an idea. You know how sometimes we really don't get along on the court too well? Like you don't like it when I give you instructions. You would rather just rally with me, which is completely understandable. I mean, what wife would want to listen to her husband and dish out instructions? And on the run, attack, go! Come on, go, go, go. And be aggressive, attack. Come on. Good. On the run, go. Good try. Backhand, come on, all yours. I want you to swing faster, Trish. Come on. Yes, on the run, go, go. So I was thinking, what if I recorded our little practice and posted it online? That way you can, review it, and it can actually help you to finally fix that serve. What do you think? Yes or no? Yes? All right, let's do it. Okay, take a few serves. Let me just see the serve, refresh my memory. Take a few warm-up ones. Okay, you haven't played in a while, right? Mm-hmm. How long, 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem on your serve. So when you get to this point right here, there's a slowing down of your serve, and then you actually pause in this position right here, and then you basically do a pancake serve. So you're not getting a lot of power. So what I'm going to do is change your rhythm a little bit so that the racket, once it hits this area here, it's actually going to speed up and not slow down. So your racket, as it's going up, it slows down and comes to a complete stop. I want it to go slow here on the bottom and then gradually accelerate so that you start picking up real speed once you get into the racket drop and then into the contact. And the way we're going to fix this is by working on your rhythm. So what you do is you take your racket back too early into this position, and then you also take it up a little too quick. So take a ball, and I want to teach you the 1, 2, 3 rhythm. So go ahead and put the ball and the racket inside the court and put your weight on your front foot like this. Go on your front foot, put the ball next to the racket. Now you can bounce the ball inside the court, but the weight has to be on your front foot. You have to kind of lean into the court. Okay, now pause it right there, perfect. And now you're gonna keep the racket here and now shift the weight onto your back foot. And you can lift the tip of your front foot up into the air. That is position number 2. Now, as you transfer the weight back to your front foot, go ahead, position, you're going to take the racket into a lag and toss the ball. Okay, so what that's going to do is, once the ball's in the air, you're then going to do 2 things. You're going to pull the back foot up, and you're going to take your racket into the trophy phase. And then the ball is already going to be dropping, and there's going to be absolutely no more time to stop. So naturally, by doing this rhythm, you will get rid of that pause, and you will accelerate a lot more because you have to. So let's do it all over again. Number 1 is going to be on the front foot. Here, let's do it together. Front foot. Number 2 is going to be on the back foot. Keep the racket inside. It's very important that you keep the racket inside. And now you're going to do 3 things simultaneously. You're going to toss the ball, lag the racket, and shift the weight onto the front foot. And you see how my racket does not stop from that position. So do the whole thing over again. Do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and now 3. Now you can pull the back foot up, okay? You don't have to do the stationary serve, what's called a platform stance. So as the weight is shifting onto the front foot, you're going to toss and then lag the racket, and then once the racket starts going up, then you pull the back foot up. Now you do need a little bit higher toss for that. Start over. You go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you got to throw the ball in front and throw it higher. Come on. 1, 2. Okay, you got it. It's better, a lot better, but you have to throw the ball in front. Otherwise, if that toss continues to go behind you like that, it doesn't matter what technique you have, it's not going to work. 1. Don't rush, don't rush. Okay, that was a little better, but don't rush it, okay? Here we go. I need you to count. 1, 2, and then 3. You see this? Again. 1, 2, 3. Okay? At 3, you're doing 3 things simultaneously. 1. Better. Okay. I'm not sure how low the racket dropped, but you definitely didn't pause. So it wasn't like where you're going here and then pausing and waiting for the ball. It was definitely already more continuous. And you did this with your rhythm. You're not really, mechanically, consciously trying to do things in your racket drop. And this is happening completely because of your new rhythm. Better. And do one more. Beautiful serve. What do you think?
Yeah.
Feeling better? Mm-hmm. All right. There's your new serve. Nice.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I want to show you in more detail how making one adjustment can sometimes help solve multiple problems. So here's the before footage on my wife's serve, and her big problem was the pausing of the racket in the trophy phase. So let's take a look at why this is taking place. So we can see here that she takes the racket back and she initiates the toss pretty quick. Now if you take a look at her feet, they are set in place at this particular moment. It's very important that we take a look at the feet, because what's going to happen now is that once she's in the trophy phase, the back foot is going to slide up. So just pay attention to the back foot in relation to the trophy position. So the back foot is sliding forward while the racket is basically pausing in the trophy phase. And this is leading to a lack of acceleration. She basically has to pick up the speed from zero, and she's not developing any swing momentum because of that. And one additional problem with this type of rhythm is that she's initiating the toss off her back foot. And this is not good, because often this will lead to a toss that goes behind the baseline. You can see here that she threw most of the tosses on the before footage and behind the baseline, resulting in a contact that's way too far back and consequently a landing behind the baseline. And after she implemented the 1-2-3 rhythm, there are multiple things that have improved on her serve without her even knowing it. I want to show you here exactly what that is. So number one, because she's transferring the weight forward and initiating the toss, she has a much easier time getting that ball inside the baseline. If you take a look here, she's going to move forward and toss the ball. And this makes it a lot easier to get that ball inside the baseline. Now, I also instructed her to do 3 things simultaneously, which is toss the ball, move the weight forward, and lag the racket behind. Now, interestingly, she's doing a semi-abbreviated lag, which is okay. It's not a full lag. And you can see here that her hitting hand is underneath the toss hand, and that is a lag. So what's going to happen as a result of this lag, she's already moved her weight forward, she has tossed the ball, and now the racket will continuously move without stopping. And this is a big advantage when it comes to swing momentum. So if we take a look here, the racket does not stop, and she actually starts moving her foot up to the front foot while the racket is still moving, which is a big improvement from the before footage where she was simply pausing with the racket already back. And because the ball's in front, she's going to get beautiful forward momentum, and the whole serve is synced better. You can see here she has better extension, and she will also land inside the court with full torso rotation. So this is a big improvement with multiple technical elements that have gotten better just by making one simple adjustment. Take a look at the side-by-side footage, and you will see how much more awkward and uncomfortable her body looks before she made the adjustment to her rhythm. So pay attention to the before serve, and you will see that because she's pausing in the trophy phase, because she's tossing the ball behind, she is going to be completely uncomfortable at contact. You see the curvature in her body, and she's also barely leaving the ground on this serve. So there's not a lot of vertical momentum going on. There's not a lot of rotation. The hitting arm is actually slightly bent, and I'm sure this serve did not feel good to her. Now, after she made the adjustment, she made several improvements to her serve. So number one, the racket is more continuously moving in and out of the trophy phase, and she's also pulling the back foot up towards the front foot in a much better timing. So because of that, now as she accelerates upwards towards the ball, she's also going to be able to rotate much better. She's going to be able to fully extend her arm, and we can see here how much more comfortable she overall looks. There's less bending in the torso. The arm is actually completely extended, and she's also getting airborne. You can see that both feet lifted off the ground, and she's also going to land well inside the baseline. Now, there are, of course, some other problems on her serve, and one of the problems that she's had to deal with for a long time is a very shallow racket drop. So the racket normally should drop at least to her lower back. On the professional players, it's even lower than that. And you can see here that her racket does not drop. It kind of stays level with her shoulder. And this is something that's very difficult
to correct, and it's a result of muscle memory. See, she's been playing tennis for 20 years, and she's always served like that, and this was never addressed. And another problem is that she simply does not practice enough. This is the first time she's played in 6 months. So what I'm going to do is make this kind of a long-term project, make it a case study. I'm going to try to fix her racket drop, and I'm going to be recording periodically, and then maybe 6 months from now or a year from now, we'll put together a video and see if I can get her to drop her racket a little better.